In this episode of Taylor's Travels, I share some of my favorite memories from this season with sailing Doodles. Before packing up my things to head home, and saying goodbye to Naughty Dogs, the ship that has been my home for the last 8 months. Hey, I'm Taylor. I've been leading an alternative lifestyle for the last 2 years. From living in a van to living on a sailboat. With my guitar by my side along the way. Subscribe to follow me along this wild adventure that I call life.
So I brought on another crew member, and here she is.
Hi!
This is Taylor.
Bobby invited me to become a part of Sailing Doodles in October of 2019. I did have some experience living on my own sailboat before coming aboard, but I was pretty new at sailing and a little shy on camera. I joined on in Annapolis with Bobby, Goose, and Maverick to set sail out of the Chesapeake and down the east coast of the United States, to eventually end up in the Caribbean.
We're sailing, Goose. What do you think? Excited? Yeah? All right. We're about to cross into the Atlantic Ocean. What do you think?
Super excited.
Yeah, is this your first time actually sailing on an ocean?
Yes.
Well, the Great Lakes are pretty big. You've done that.
Yes.
So. But
This is real ocean sailing now. As time went on, with it being such a comfortable boat and having the dogs aboard, it really started to feel like a home. As you can see on the bottom there, it was from Edmonton, Alberta. So the Canadian spirit lives on with this boat, having me aboard, I must say. With a wonderful new crew member named Tara to join us, we were all looking forward to being in the crystal clear waters of the Bahamas. It really is so rewarding to be in this beautiful blue water. After coming all the way from Annapolis, we're finally here, and it's just a really, really great feeling. Cheers, guys.
cheers, there we go.
We had a lot of fun exploring the remote islands of the Bahamas. And the dogs especially got to have a lot of fun. Maverick, do you want to go for a walk? Come on, let's go. Okay, there you go. Hey Gooser. Some of the happiest moments were spent going for beach walks with the boys. As well as getting to have fun on the beach with the crew. The best thing about traveling is who you get to spend it with. I'm lucky the crew members I was traveling with turned to become great friends. As crew members, you get to experience a lot together, and I think that it allows you to form a special bond.
Oh my god! Did you see that? Okay, this is so cool! Oh my god!
But unfortunately, the time to say goodbye always comes around. Although we really weren't expecting the time to say goodbye to Maverick would be so soon.
It was nice that the car rental place got us car pretty quick to get them there. They only about 20 minutes after I called for it, they brought one. So
Maverick unexpectedly got sick, so Bobby had to take him on an emergency flight back to the United States, and I had to say goodbye.
I will always picture you running on a sandy beach with your brother and your dad.
So we just went back, got the dogs, a cooler, some snacks, and a little radio. Got our own private beach. Sandbar, dogs that swim in the water.
I know this was a really hard time for Bobby, and sailing without them was not going to be the same.
I should be the last to know.
But I know Maverick will be sailing in spirit with Bobby forever.
See Maverick on the back, Goose on the main.
It was difficult, but we had to continue sailing.
I mistook you for a dream. The engine glows, and I guess you always seem to know.
There was still plenty of beaches to be explored, from Dominican Republic all the way to Puerto Rico. And we were lucky enough to have the YouTube travel couple Babe Where's My Passport join us for the journey.
Pleasure to meet you guys, yes. I gotta give you a hug too, yeah. And then, of course, Taylor.
I like hugs.
All right, so they are Babe Where's My Passport. They're on YouTube as well. There's a link, I'm sure, popping up somewhere. You can check these guys out.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Graham and Theodora were good luck charms, because we had smooth seas for our Mona passage, and we even got to see whales. I still find myself amazed at the way the power of the internet can bring people together.
All they go on about is bloody tackies.
Could be worse.
Graham and Theodora had to fly home when coronavirus started ramping up. And we made our way out of Puerto Rico to the US Virgin Islands so we could quarantine with good friends and some new crew. Coronavirus changed a lot of our plans. Originally, we weren't going to spend that much time in the US Virgin Islands. We were planning on spending more time in the BVI and Grenada. But with borders closing, we pretty much realized this was where we were going to be spending the remainder of our trip. Definitely can't complain. This is an amazing spot to be able to spend quarantine. The Virgin Islands have a lot to offer, including stunning beaches, gorgeous anchorages, and tons of underwater life. Thankfully, we were still allowed to snorkel around the boat despite the restrictions with coronavirus. Getting to spend so much time in the ocean experiencing all the unique sea life was a great way to spend our last couple months in the Caribbean. And before we knew it, it was time to leave the Caribbean on an 11-day journey back to the United States. You can see more of that in my previous video, A Day in the Life of an 11-Day Passage. Our crew members Sydney and David did a great job helping us on the crossing, and they were a lot of fun too. So of course we had to celebrate making landfall and our last night together before saying goodbye. From there, it was up to me and Bobby to finish the journey and head to Annapolis.
Well, this was our last night out, our last morning out at anchor for this season.
Our last sail is just about coming to an end. We're almost there, and it's kind of sad. Well, the day has come. Today is my last day on board Naughty Dogs. I'm just packing up my stuff and getting ready to go. And the last 8 months have been really incredible. I've gotten to meet so many amazing people and see so many different things, like 6 different countries. Seeing that by a sailboat just gives you so much perspective on how big the world is. And this whole experience has changed my ideas for the future and how I see the world. And most of all, I've just made some really amazing memories that I think I'm gonna cherish forever. And so I really want to thank, obviously, everybody who's come and helped us out, and all the crew members that we've had on board. And I really want to thank the Sailing Doodles community for embracing me. I was really new when I came into all of this, and to be embraced and welcomed so much from such a large community is really special. And last but not least, I've definitely got to thank Bobby. He's been the one who's made this whole adventure happen. He invited me and welcomed me and has been so kind and generous, and I've learned so much, more than I ever thought I would on this trip. And so thank you so much, Bobby. If you're watching now, I'm trying not to get emotional, so I'm gonna cut it off there.
I miss you a lot. See you soon.
Like they say, time flies by when you're having fun. It was almost hard to believe the journey was coming to an end. Looking back on everything, I realized how much I've grown and changed, and I think for the better. Special shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys for making this channel possible. And don't forget to subscribe so you can stay updated with me and what my future plans are, and so you can see the next episode where I make it home.
So it's time for me to finally drive Ruby for the first time in 8 months. I'm so excited.
Ooh, with some force.
Damn it. Garbage.
Oh, yakacha!
This is your captain speaking.
Under the sea. What?